Hello friends, welcome to my channel KATHA MANTHAN. Today I am going to tell you an Icse poem, Exam of Life, written by H.W. Longfellow. So, to the introduction of this poem. Exam is a scared song, therefore the title of this poem is appropriate. Mostly Exam is in the form of either a prayer to God or an invocation to mankind to follow the path of rightness. Exam of Life is in a later category. The writer is very much centered to all his thoughts and clearly advises through his poem. The poet has shown different angles to live this life, and he is constantly saying that there is only one life and hence one should make good use of it. He used appropriate words which can directly attack anybody's mind. One should know how short this life is and how to make it more meaningful. There is an inspiration provided in the poem, which is very interesting to understand. The writer himself has written this poem at fairly young age, and thus it is more accurate for all youth audience. This poem tells us how to live life happily without giving up any of the difficulties that can come across your life. Why should we be good and righteous when it will mean nothing in the end? Goodness and morality cannot save us from death, can they? Are the questions the poet has answered in this poem, Exam of Life. Summary of the poem. The poem affirms the poet's belief in the continuity of life after death. He tells that mortal life would not be worth living without a belief in everlasting life. The poet agrees that death is essential end of every mortal, but it will kill our body. It can't harm our soul. Since soul is irreplaceable, so in place of fretting about death, we should live in present and strive every moment for a better future. The poet provides a lesson of optimism by establishing the immortality of soul and motivates us to live spirited life, unlike as to dumb-driven cattle, which should live with a sense of purpose and inspire others to do the same. And the path of earnest rightness should be followed by us without having fear of death, without caring about ups and downs. We ought to act earnestly and leave everything else to the will of God. Enthusiasm and earnestness are the very essence of life that the poet advocates. He says life is real, life is earnest. At the end of the poem, the poet cites the examples of grandeurs of the great men who followed the optimistic philosophy of life. These great souls inspire us to live a meaningful life. Such a manner of living life is of significance not only for name and fame that it would give, but also for inspirational role that it could play in the lives of those who are unfortunate, who are in need of inspiration and support. Concludingly, the poem makes us realize that it does not matter what span of life we have covered. It matters how we have covered it. So friends, let's discuss few question answers on the regarding lesson. What is the advice that poet gives us in the first line of this extract? Poet advises us to keep in doing with the courage and determination without fretting about the result that our actions could beget. The real purpose of life is an onward march towards perfection. We must aim at full utilization of life. Explain with a heart for any fate. The poet wants to say that we should do our duty with courage and determination. While doing our duty, we should not focus on its reward. We should labor hard and patiently wait for reward. The poet suggests here, the fruit of patience is always sweet. The duty done with a heart for any fate makes us winner. What virtue of patience does the poet bring about in these lessons? Life is a battle, and every human being should act like a brave hero in the battle of life. Instead of brooding about past or weaving any rosy dreams about future, one must concentrate on the present and meet challenges of present. If we want to progress in life, we have to make constant and conscious effort without losing patience. Patience makes us able to face challenges without fretting for the reward. Put light on the central idea of the poem. We should not allow ourselves to be influenced by the joys, the sorrows, the hopes, and the fears that time holds to store for us. None of these things can take away our immortality. In other words, we should live earnestly and fearlessly. Life is a noble mission. Attainment of the desired goal is the mission of life. How does the poet establish the fact that life should be lived in earnest, not in fear? Give reasons from the text to support your answer. In the poem Exam of Life, the poet H.W. Longfellow preaches the philosophy of action. It teaches the lesson of facing life bravely. The poem sings the glory of human life. It hands a man of action the gift of life, turns into chronicle of great achievements. All one needs is dogged determination to live life through core. In other words, life should be lived in earnest, not in fear, in spite of all odds and hurdles. Play up and play the game, and only a fearless man can become the hero in the history of mankind. Thank you friends. Thank you for watching my channel Katha Manthan. For more reference questions, please visit our website kathamanthan.com.